Why do you crave sugar, even when you know you shouldn't? Why does a single piece of chocolate sometimes turn into an entire bar? And is it really about weak willpower or something much deeper? To understand sugar cravings, we need to step back not just years, but hundreds of thousands of years to a time when sweetness meant survival.
Welcome to SciCuriousID, where curiosity meets science.
In the natural world, sweetness signaled safety. Bitter tastes often indicated toxins. Sweetness, by contrast, indicated ripe fruit, energy-rich, calorie-dense, and safe to consume. For early humans, preferring sweet foods was an evolutionary advantage. Glucose, a simple sugar, is the brain's primary fuel. Although the brain makes up only about 2% of body weight, it consumes roughly 20% of the body's energy. From an evolutionary perspective, seeking sugar meant protecting the brain's energy supply. Those who craved energy-dense foods were more likely to survive periods of famine. But evolution did not anticipate supermarkets. Today, we are surrounded by refined sugars engineered for rapid absorption and intense palatability. The biological system designed to respond to rare, naturally occurring sweetness is now constantly stimulated. At the center of this response is the brain's reward circuitry, particularly the mesolimbic dopamine pathway. When you consume sugar, sensory signals travel to the brain, activating regions like the ventral tegmental area. Dopamine is released as a signal of motivation and learning. Dopamine tells your brain, this is important. Remember this. Over time, cues associated with sugar, the sight of a wrapper, the smell of baked goods, begin to trigger anticipatory dopamine release. Craving often begins before the first bite. However, it is crucial to clarify something frequently misunderstood. Sugar does activate reward pathways, but it does not function identically to addictive drugs in most individuals. While there are overlapping neural circuits, the magnitude and mechanisms differ. Current evidence suggests that describing sugar as a narcotic equivalent oversimplifies the biology. So if it is not pure addiction, what drives intense cravings? Part of the answer lies in blood glucose regulation. When you consume refined sugar, blood glucose rises rapidly. In response, the pancreas releases insulin to allow cells to absorb that glucose. If the spike is sharp, the subsequent drop can also be sharp. This rapid fluctuation may produce feelings of fatigue and irritability, often interpreted as a craving for more sugar. This is not merely psychological. It is biochemical. Hormones also play a role. Ghrelin, the hunger hormone, rises before meals, while leptin, released by fat tissue, signals satiety. Sleep deprivation can increase ghrelin and reduce leptin. This is why poor sleep often leads to increased cravings the following day. Stress adds another layer. Under stress, the body releases cortisol, which can bias food choices toward energy-dense foods. Historically, stress meant potential threat or energy expenditure. Seeking quick calories was adaptive for survival. In the modern environment, stress is often psychological, deadlines rather than predators, yet the metabolic response remains. Many processed foods combine sugar with fat and salt in ratios rarely found in nature, amplifying reward signaling. The food industry has studied these effects extensively, designing products that maximize sensory appeal and override satiety. Cravings are also about learning. If you regularly eat dessert after dinner, your brain forms an association. Dinner predicts sweetness. Eventually, the cue of finishing a meal triggers expectation. This is classical conditioning in action. So what does this mean for self-control? Sugar cravings are the result of evolutionary wiring, neurochemical signaling, and learned behavior interacting simultaneously. Understanding this does not remove personal responsibility, but it reframes the challenge. Strategies include stabilizing blood glucose through balanced meals containing protein and fiber, and improving sleep quality. Managing stress and reducing environmental cues that trigger automatic behavior are also key to navigating cravings. Cravings are biological signals. They are not commands. Your brain evolved for survival in scarcity, not restraint in abundance. So the next time you crave something sweet, ask yourself, is this hunger, habit, stress, fatigue, or simple conditioning? What drives your cravings the most? Biology, environment, or habit? Let us know in the comments.
Thanks for watching SciCuriousID. Until next time.